right. How's everybody doing today? I think I can hear everybody okay. Do you mind saying something? JK. What's up? What is up? Oh, man.
I'm very focused on my chicken.
To the people hopping on, welcome, welcome. We are going to be sharing this out to a couple places. Just getting everything going. Oh, perfect. He's in there. Hey, welcome everybody. Caleb, you're here. All right, who all's with us so far? I see Caleb. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. If you read the caption, we have food tonight. Just talking about randomness.
Look at this picture. Little.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
That's what you would call little smokies.
You should send that to me. Thank you so much. All right, who all we got? How's your day been?
It's been absolutely gorgeous outside today.
Today's been, it got a little bit hot, but now with the sun having gone down or going low, it's like perfect fall weather.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're around the water and that cool breeze comes off.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, we're a little bit late tonight, guys. We ran into somebody we knew, and oh my goodness, this person, they're so cool. They have some of the best stories, and we just sat and we talked for a while. And yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in and saying hi so far.
And then, of course, I had to get my barbecue chicken, otherwise I would have been angry.
Never underestimate the power of barbecue chicken. I don't know if we're the only ones eating tonight, but what's everybody having for dinner? Oh, see, Caleb had coconut chicken and fried rice. That sounds really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I am eating a reheated Taco Bell taco, some Taco Bell chips, a couple barbecued hot dogs, stuff like that. Case is eating barbecue chicken and a salad because she's healthy.
With a lot of ranch because it's really healthy.
Yeah, she's like extra healthy because ranch.
My uncle makes like a curry chicken rice. And he uses coconut milk in it. It's so good.
I love coconut. Coconut's the best. We were at the park earlier, like I was saying, and we got to talking with this guy about playgrounds, like what they used to be and stuff. And there's a million and one comedians that play the bit of, oh, playgrounds used to be different back in the day, but like they really were.
It's true.
They really were so different back then, and it's kind of interesting. I still remember this particular playground. There used to be a merry-go-round, like the metal kind where you just push, and I think there used to be rubber mats. I think they used to have rubber mats over there versus the gravel, because now it's gravel.
But it's like the episode of SpongeBob with Krabby Land,
Mm.
where Mr. Krabs, like such a cheapskate, sets up like that horrible, just like boards and chains and nails
Mm-hmm.
as like a playground for the kids.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy because, like, we were talking about too, and it's just like, I don't know. You guys will have to tell us, when you went to the playground, do you guys remember the wooden buildings, like the wooden playground buildings, where you could get splinters, you would scrape your knee, all that good stuff? Or was it the plastic back then for you guys too?
It was a mixture of both.
Mm-hmm. I still remember our swings were newer swings.
And like the burning hot metal.
Yes.
That was super rusty.
But it was
and
fun
it
to
always
game.
smelled weird.
That was probably all the blood that was on it. Mm-hmm. Caleb is saying Memorial Park in Jeff City used to be wood before the remodel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So, like, I'm looking forward to taking Case on some trips as, like, playing music and playing shows and stuff and go around. I'm looking forward to taking Case and exploring and just myself seeing what's out there because, walking trails and parks and that sort of stuff, they're so cool. But you go to some places and you get to see it hasn't changed much. And it's so cool seeing the history of some spots.
I love driving through old towns and like everything is still so retro, like they've preserved it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Micah, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping in. How's your night going? We were asking earlier. How's your night going? What are you having for dinner? Because we're also having a late dinner.
And if anybody sees me drop food in the background, just ignore it.
Okay, bro. Gee, it's good to see you, man. So, Micah, we went to Burger King yesterday. Casey got a meal, just one meal.
Giving me flashbacks already.
We went to Burger King. She got the number one with cheese, light mayo. That's it. And small onion rings, medium drink. Sucker was $13.30 something.
I'm too cheap for that. I was so tempted to snatch back my card. I was like,
It was so rough.
it's like for a sandwich and 5 onion rings.
There was so few onion rings.
$13.36.
And I sat there, I'm just like, you could go to Applebee's. You could go so many other places and get food for $13.
You can go to Walmart and buy 12 like frozen burger patties for $11
Mm-hmm.
and buy like a bag of hamburger buns for $2.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
So honestly, it's like, where do you go? Taco Bell right now is the only place I know of where you can still get a good amount of food for $5. That's it.
The McDonald's app though is not bad because for like every so many dollars like you spend, I think you get like 100 points for every dollar that you spend, and you can get like a burger, like a cheeseburger for your points, or you can like accumulate so many points to get like a Big Mac or a Whopper or a Happy Meal. So you get some money back in a way, I guess. I like that app.
So G says, oh yeah, I got a Whopper meal, 1 Whopper, 1 drink, 1 fry. They wanted my firstborn son named Daniel. Yeah. That's what it feels like, man. Yep.
It makes me think of East Australia's birthright.
Jacob, you can have my birthright for a Whopper. Oh, that's what it feels like.
I feel so duped.
So, like, I get it. You know, things are getting more expensive and whatnot, but that is so much beyond just inflation and minimum wage. It's just like, it was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It was just a little
It's
nuts.
like you worked 1 whole hour for that burger.
Mm-hmm. Like, I could have seen it being, oh, it's a burger and a shake, you know, because then they charge like $3-4 for a shake. Why, I don't know. But it is what it is. So, Micah, yeah, that's what Casey was showing me, was the McDonald's app, and it's pretty cool. Honestly, when you're waiting for your paycheck, if you need food in a hurry and you're traveling, that McDonald's app is really, really good for that. Hey, welcome to whoever else just joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You were not wrong, G. He says, yeah, basically 1 hour for a Diabetes Supreme with a side of clogged arteries. That is accurate, man. That is so accurate. I feel
shaving off a year of your life.
I feel like, though, part of that is I've seen so many Burger Kings like hiring. I think if they keep raising the price, they're dude, Michael, good to see you, man. I feel like they're trying to get people to go work for them, because then they're like, hey, you get employee discount on food. You know, it's got to be something.
You get like 1 sandwich for most places, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. You get like 1 free meal. So you get your hourly rate of probably like $12, $13. I'm not sure. Never worked at Burger King, so don't come at me. You probably get your $12, $13, $14 an hour, and then you get a bonus of a $13 Whopper with onion rings and a medium drink. Kinda.
I'm thinking about like one place I used to work though, where you could, you had like a meal allowance for your lunch. It was like $10, I think. You wouldn't even have been able to buy a sandwich.
When Josh worked at McDonald's, he had, I think, $10 he could spend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's back when they had the snack wraps. Those things, I hear, were good. Never had one.
Bomb.
I know I'm very bland. Never had a snack wrap. But I went to McDonald's and I was checking out, you know, the chicken stuff. And Oh my goodness. When did a chicken sandwich become like $5?
Does anybody remember the chicken selects at McDonald's though, when they actually had chicken strips? I miss those so bad. Those were actually pretty decent.
Dude, so Michael, so good to see you, man. It has been a really long time. It's good to see, man. I'm glad you're still doing your thing too. As far as when an album's gonna come out, so I keep toying around with this idea. I'm like, I can sit down, I can write the album. It'll take about 6 months to a year, and then put all the music out, and then repeat the process in like another year. I really am gonna do. I think I'm gonna do what they did back in the day, and that's release singles, compile that into an album, because that way people keep getting music more steadily, and it keeps the flow going. Because I tell you what, nowadays, unless you have a good following, releasing music and then going away for a while, it kills drive. But once you have a following and you're able to do that, then you kind of build the supply and demand. It changes just a little bit. I feel that, Micah. So I was actually working a sales job recently, and I had to step away from that. I was working in sales. I was going to be delivering in some really, really interesting spots in the backwoods of Missouri. And those spots were not only in the backwoods, they were way back in time, if you catch my drift. And yeah, that job quickly went to the wayside. But yeah, so Michael, you're gonna see the album Perception Makes Your Reality. You're gonna see more songs come out for that, more than likely. Right now, I'm working really hard on getting more short songs out, while I keep working on ideas for big out for the album. But yeah, exactly, Micah. It is the pothole filled roads and aggressive animals. We had a few alerts where people would be like, "Hey, be careful of so and so's dog when you're over there," and you sometimes could meet some crazy people out there. I was told the story of a person who had a weapon drawn on them when they went to the person's front door. So sometimes you're way back there. Yeah, Caleb. I was gonna say those skills are gonna pay off, especially as you like get a house and stuff. Those trade jobs, they come in handy. Do you remember a mixed skillet burrito? Way back in the day, Juice says he misses the mixed skillet burrito.
Kinda, yeah, I do. I don't know if I ever had one. I remember it.
Dude, that is not bad, Micah. See, Rolla's a nice place because most of Rolla, it's pretty diverse, it's pretty mixed. So it's generally a lot safer depending on where you go. You still run into issues, but it's when you start getting out of town and away from like S&T and away from the bigger cities, and then it just kind of changes just a little bit.
When you start delving into the more rural areas.
Yeah, when you start hearing banjos, it might be time to turn the truck around and go back home.
And for the hills.
Dude, thanks, Michael. Uh, dude, speaking of Mr. Ghostface, when is your next project coming? I'm really excited to see what happens, where you're going with this. I know there's a stronger hip hop presence where you are. Um, there is, it's still kind of underground, but it's still strong enough. Um, as you know, I'm more like indie rock, some metal, stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of that necessarily here that's strong in Rala. So it's a good spot for it. We have trails, we have all sorts of stuff where you can definitely get the indie vibe. Um, and it's so cool. But like, dude, we're gonna make it. We're gonna succeed at this. Dude, I can imagine because delivering to S&T being a college, um, the red tape of the different departments, getting the right person to sign for stuff, taking it to the right person in the right office, that had to stink. And yeah, those are the banjos of war. So that's the plan eventually, is just be music producing and all that good stuff. And that's like great for the future. But like right now, I really do appreciate everybody's support. I'm sure you've been seeing these guys, these QR codes and stuff. I appreciate you guys who have gotten like the stickers and all that stuff, and you put them on water bottles or whatever. I really do appreciate that because it helps spread the word and helps people find this and find this channel. And slowly but surely, we're growing, guys. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time because time is more valuable than money. I know people say time is money, but time is way more valuable than money.
I tore my barbecue chicken apart. I don't know what you're waiting on.
I'm just proud of you. I'm like, yeah.
I like how it's in shot too. It's like
There you go, Micah. Let me know if you need some custom music for your intro. Shameless plug. Let me know. You're welcome, Caleb. Thank you, man. Dude, it was so good to see you again. Honestly. So, Caleb is a friend of mine. I hadn't seen him in ages. Just got to see him a couple days ago. And oh my goodness, it was so good to see you, man. Michael, of course, man. Like when you first came out, I wasn't sure what to expect. And then when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. And I know you caught a little bit of flack for your production, but the biggest thing I've learned, man, is your production is your production. Like nobody else has a say in that. It's yours. And I like it, man. And then your second one came out and it was pretty decent. So I'm excited for that single, man. Yeah, Micah. Hint, hint. I can totally do some work for you, and I'll add that to the list of people I've helped. Caleb, I'm so glad. Caleb was saying it was a blast and definitely joined the PRS. He's played it most of the afternoon. Dude, I'm so glad. Have a great night, Micah. Have fun moderating. If that's what you're going to be doing tonight, I hope you still are, man. You're pretty good at it. Have a great night, man. See you later. All right, just checking in with some people. All right.
I'm about to check in with this chocolate bar.
All right. Just sharing some stuff out, guys. And so YouTube is rather interesting. With YouTube, if you are a sub, I believe it is 500 or 1,000 subscribers, YouTube will put a damper on the traffic you get through on your live streams. YouTube has been pretty good about sharing out videos now since I've been uploading more consistently. I think the last video I put out had like 6,000 impressions. So that's not bad. That's really not bad at all. Now it's just a game of figuring out what grabs people's attention as well as finding the right solutions. I have not, Caleb, I have not checked out Rumble yet. That is actually something I'm going to be doing this week, is seeing if Rumble's going to be more viable than YouTube, because YouTube is a very saturated market. But if all the new creators are also going to Rumble, then you have to fight through all the noise over there as well. So consolidating is going to be the thing. That's why I mentioned it before. I'm hoping to, in the near future, build a website or have a website built. And yeah, that's going to help consolidate everything, where you can get the music, where we can do the live streams, we can do the hangs, we can do all that stuff there. And after the website is built, then you can do work, you can have an app made, you can do all sorts of things, go from there. And it makes it so much easier. It's all in one place. Dude, how's that going, Michael? I remember seeing something about that on Facebook. I recently had somebody tag me in a music production college classes going on, which that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. I know there's stuff you can learn there. I was watching Glenn Fricker about a year ago, Spectre Sound Studios, and he was talking about how like audio engineers now, they're going to school, and some of these schools are like 80 grand to get through. And he's like, guys, you're being ripped off. So he suggested there's things you can learn there at, learning how to be a music engineer. There's a whole lot more to the business side. With business, there's so much you need to learn. With the audio production side, YouTube is one of your best friends because it's way cheaper. But with business, that gets hard, because then you start getting into taxes, you start getting into finances, pay, HR, all sorts of stuff. Dude, there you go. So, for those of you that use Audacity, not sponsored by Audacity or anything, I have just used them for years and years. Audacity seems to be hinting that they're going to drop another big update, which makes me super excited. This one is going to be dealing some with the interface, it seems like, and presets. So, like, if you're podcasting, it's might be set up differently than if you're recording music, and versus if you're doing something else. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool. That's no inside baseball. That is just seeing what they're putting out there, putting in their polls on YouTube and stuff. So, for those of you that use Audacity or may want to use it in the future, it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Also, guys, need good movie recommendations. Case and I, we are on a movie watching kind of stint.
We've kind of been more so watching like animated movies from childhood, though.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of what we've been watching. So, what are your guys' favorite movies from your childhood? But also, what are some of your favorite movies now?
And what are some animated movies that you guys watched that are actually pretty dark?
Spoiler, I didn't realize so many of those old cartoons as a kid were as dark as they were.
And depressing!
Mm-hmm.
No wonder, like, my grandma had such a hard time watching some of those cartoons with me because she'd be, like, sad. Like, I can't watch that. That's too sad. That's too sad. That makes me cry.
We were watching Land Before Time yesterday, the first one. Did not realize that was a George Lucas and Steven Spielberg presentation. Like, what? But that part where Littlefoot loses his mom, I thought that was going to hit me way harder than it did, but it's still sad as all get out. James and the Giant Peach.
Yes, I remember that one.
I do remember that one a little bit, Caleb. It's been ages since I've seen it, though. I remember we talked about Emmett Otter last time and like the Muppet style stuff, but like when I was a kid, the movie that was darker than what I remembered it as was like a Muppet Christmas Carol and a Muppet Treasure Island. Excuse me. Same, Michael. Although I didn't realize it got turned into a TV show? Like what? I'm trying to remember. What else did we grow up watching that was animated? So I mentioned VeggieTales last week because we had VeggieTales. We watched a lot of VeggieTales. We also did Jimmy Neutron. We watched so much Jimmy Neutron. And Fairly the Iron Giant. I do remember that. I've never watched Robots, man. But I wanted to when I was a kid. But we watched like Fairly Odd Parents and like Dexter's Lab and stuff like that. And like I didn't realize just how adult like a couple things were in those cartoons again till you go back and you watch them as an adult and you're like, oh, okay. Alrighty. There's that. When you say the original Justice League, you mean the cartoons, right? Like dude, we were watching when I was a kid. I remember watching Starcross the movie and what was it? The Rise of the Manhunters. I remember those. Yeah, I remember those with John, the dude who's the Green Lantern, and then whoever played Batman in that one. He was such a good actor. He did it really, really well. Did you ever watch the Clone Wars, like the animated series?
Kind of.
I remember that, Caleb, because Josh and I, we used to, or especially early on, we used to watch those. And we used to have such a good time. We'd like grab our food and then we'd watch it and we'd talk about it. It was kind of fun. Dude, enjoy the show. I hear they are really, really good live. Ronnie Radke, that dude has an amazing range. Really, really good range. Michael says his son's turning 7 on the 25th. He's taking him to see Falling in Reverse.
Oh.
Yeah. It sounds like that's going to be a good show, man. So hopefully he gets some cool birthday merch from them. Be sure to let if you see the band, just tell them it's like, hey, it's my kid's birthday.
Just like put a shirt on him that says it's a birthday.
Yeah, or
just like have him wear something that says that.
Or at least get something that's kind of like a sign you can hold that's not like gonna like block everybody's view. But bands, that kind of stuff is cool because then you see that and you're like, hey, yeah, let's make it a special birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ronnie Radke seems like he's that kind of guy. Oh, dude. So I know you're going to the music business or school for music business. So what are you wanting to do with that? Are you wanting to take it? Dude, that's so cool. Are you wanting to take it and become like a full-on producer? Are you wanting to just take it and like better yourself? Do you remember what's new Scooby-Doo, Caleb? Caleb is saying the older Scooby-Doo movies were also good.
I think I remember some of these.
That was the Scooby-Doo that Josh and I used to watch so much. But also, like Case and I were talking about this earlier. Do you guys remember the movies that were on the mini discs? They were like yay big. Dude, you'll be able to do it especially after you get the music business stuff under your belt. YouTube is going to be your best friend, but you could be a really good producer, man. You were going to say something?
Oh, I was gonna. What are those called? The picture that I showed you yesterday, and I told you about how I had one when I was little, and it was like a little stereo, and it had the music clips that you could plug into it of popular songs, and you could press a button, it would play the chorus of the song, but not like the whole song, just like a short clip of it.
I don't remember what those were called because I think you told me yesterday, and it just not there.
Those were so cool.
Do you guys remember those by chance? They were like, You would take the little cartridge with the song on it and stick it in, and it only played a little bit. But I don't remember those. I really don't.
See if I can go.
She's gonna try to pull up a photo.
Yeah, hit clips. That's I had exactly that one. That's the one that they were called hit clips.
I don't know if it'll show. Yeah, we tried.
This is a better image.
Caleb says, I think I got one at a yard sale with the Disney songs when I was young. I'm going to try to darken it just a little bit. Ah, thank you. Let's see if this one will show.
I have to give it a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Almost there. Yeah, those guys.
It was Tiger.
Yeah, I don't remember those. I really don't. I remember those little plastic radios you could get super cheap with the volume and the tuner on top, and I loved it because even when the batteries were dead, you could sit there and click the top to turn it on and off. But like, I remember they were like yay big. The one I had was red, all plastic. You threw up the little antenna, you could listen to music or whatever. It was so much fun.
I feel like I had something like that too, and where like I could only ever get country music on mine.
It looked not the radio wagons. Little plastic. I think it was an FM radio. We're looking this up, guys. Also, pardon the water. We do have water pipes above us, so you might hear that a time or two. I can't find it, but I have it somewhere. I think I still have it somewhere around here.
Did you ever have a Furby?
I did not.
Those
I
things,
did not.
Those things can be creepy sometimes. Like not the newer ones, because they had new ones that came out. I think like in the 2010s. Might have been before that even. I think maybe around like 2008.
I think I do. Those were also when they had like the weirder face on it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb is asking if we remember Chicken Run. I do.
Yeah, I do.
Did you know they're coming out with a second Chicken Run movie, Caleb?
What?
It is Netflix exclusive.
No. That means it's gonna not be good.
Uh-huh. I think my parents said the same thing about the old Trolls, Caleb. Caleb said Furbies were banned growing up. Mom called them demonic.
Yeah, they were weird.
Chicken Run 2. Okay. So the new Chicken Run movie is called Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget.
What? Oh, that's Netflix, all right. That's Netflix, all right.
So, Dude, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, man. People have been saving the last few songs on Spotify and stuff, and dude, I really really appreciate it. Um, Playlists are massive, as you know.
Did anybody else ever get creeped out by the Cabbage Patch Kid toys?
Ooh,
I hated those things. I legit had a nightmare about like a giant Cabbage Patch doll, the one with the red hair and like the pigtails. I had a bad
hmm
dream about that one when I was like 4 or 5, and I ain't ever been the same since. I don't even know where that dream came from.
we would get so many dolls at Goodwill. Um, Pardon me, the retail resale shop I worked at. We would get so many dolls, and we would get, I think we got the Cabbage Patch doll books, but then we would get these creepy ceramic ones
Mm.
that just stare, and you're like, some of them were weird. Some of them were like, I think we had an actual like voodoo doll come
Oof.
through because it was weird. It was super, super weird.
No thanks.
Yeah, I don't do that, guys. Especially like when the dolls have buttons for eyes and they're just like, yeah, no, 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 no. Yeah, Caleb, it would be sweet if we got some great original IPs, but the thing is, like, when I've watched a few videos on this, right? And so there's only so many stories that you can tell. Every story is kind of an iteration off of a theme. I think I can't remember the guy's name, but he broke it down. He's like, there's like so many different stories that you can tell that a story can be, but it has to be at least one of, I think it's like 10 or 18 different stories. Like it's a select few. So you could do that with a new IP, but that takes work. That takes work in investing on the IP, takes work building it. And the issue with that is I don't think the entertainment industry is interested in development of new IPs. It's more like, how can we make money quickly? I think that's generally what it is. Because, like, think about all the Avengers movies that came out. I still have not watched all of them, man. But, like, when the popularity started growing and the movie quality was just, after a while, it's just like, eh. Star Wars. Star Wars is a better example because once Disney got a hold of it and they just started putting out Star Wars this, Star Wars that, the market was so saturated. There's still Star Wars IPs that were supposed to come out that have not, and I think they've been kind of shelved a little bit. G is saying Casey made dolls out of socks, soda cans, baseballs, and screwdrivers.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you so much, Michael. I do like that song. If I want to, I say I want to. Eventually, I hope to go back and redo some of the older songs and like make them a little bit better. If I is one of those that I like how it turned out because it was very really really raw spot in my life at that point. I like how it turned out. I just want to make it a little bit better, you know. With the song that's coming out here in a few days, Prayerfully, I think you're gonna like it, man. I really think you're gonna like it. I'm gonna tip my hand just a little bit. It's like a blend of My Kim and a couple other things. It's gonna be super cool. Yeah, Caleb. I've heard that before, that Disney killed Star Wars, and I heard rumors that George Lucas was gonna take it back and all this stuff, and it would be nice. It
Disney
would be
killed
nice.
a lot of things.
mainly princesses. But I'm sorry, that was bad.
I was just thinking of like all of the actors and actresses that left Disney and it killed their joy.
Mhm. What's her name? Lindsay Lohan. I didn't realize that she was one way back in the day, but it makes sense that she was a Disney kid. Dude, I think you're gonna love it. I really, really think you're gonna love it. It's gonna be a short song. Again, right now I'm cranking out so many short songs because that gets content out. It's fast, it's easy to put out there. It builds enough of a push, keeps things going while I'm working on the other stuff as well. And I don't know, man. I've kind of been in a weird mood where I like writing a lot of like rocky, chill music, like where it still has a beat, still has a backbeat, but like the vocals and stuff are just super chill.
Chill, switch, engage.
Mm-hmm. Caleb was right. You
What?
two are similar in some ways. He asked, "Did you ever watch the Ernest movies?"
Oh yeah. Ernest Goes to the Army. That, oh my goodness. The scene though when he fills his canteen up with chocolate milk and he's like stranded out in the desert and he pulls it out and takes his swig and it's like all clabbered and he's like, ew. Oh man. I gotta show you those.
He was mentioning Ernest Goes to Camp is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So, Caleb, I've never watched the Ernest movies that I can recall.
There are a few of them. Ernest P. Worrell.
G was saying chocolate cheese. That actually doesn't sound too bad, G. Caleb was saying his sister would leave her dolls around the house and try to scare him with them.
Every time I would go to my grandma's house, she collected porcelain dolls. I hated them because, like, all the spooky stories and stuff with dolls like that. So every time I'd go over there, I'd have her throw a blanket over them so that they weren't just staring at me with their cold, lifeless, demonic eyes.
There was somebody's house I went to, and they collected them too. That's a creepy feeling when you feel like you're just getting watched.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb was saying he has a collection with all of Ernest's commercials. It was the best.
Oh, yes! My brother and I loved those so much, especially, like, if you had the DVDs, like, they had bonus, like, little commercials and stuff like that with Ernest, and then he also had a neighbor. You never really got to see his face, but you could see Ernest just constantly ruining his life, and his name was Vern. And he was always making Vern like fall off of a ladder or out a window or something, always putting him in the hospital and just making him miserable. But like it was always, I think, like advertisements with Ernest and the Mellow Yellow soda.
I don't know how I didn't see this when I was growing up as a kid.
They're
Honestly, it
so
sounds like fun.
goofy. They're so goofy.
G is saying Ernest Essentials. That's what it was called. And guys, potato chips.
Yes.
See, I didn't see that. I more or less saw like Paul Harvey and Tim Conway, like their goofy sketches with like when they go to the great outdoors, or like I Love Lucy, that sort of stuff. That's what I grew up with. But also like Gomer Pyle. Oh my goodness. We watched so much Gomer Pyle.
I'm
Holy
excited to
crap.
watch this movie.
Kidnapped?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if any of you guys have. Yeah, dude. Apple Dumpling Gang is the bomb.
I remember that one kind of.
That was good. I think we watched them together when we were dating. Yeah,
did.
we did.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Because
Those
I
were good
remember
movies.
watching it when I was kind of younger.
Hmm.
But yeah, I remember we did.
I don't know if you guys remember this movie. Do you guys remember a movie called Kidnapped? It is a really cool film. It's really, really cool. And gee, I love Tom and Jerry. Also grew up with so much Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. That's also the first time I heard that song, Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby. It's from a Tom and Jerry episode. I don't remember the actor's name. It is I don't want to say too much because Case hasn't watched it yet.
And you're going to spoil it.
It's so good. I've watched that movie since I was a kid. You don't always understand everything that's going on, but it's also really good.
What year was it released?
Kidnapped? No idea. No idea. You'll just recognize it because there's the two guys up on the front of the case cover. The Reluctant Astronaut. I don't know that one. Yeah. So, gee, the name is Brian McCarty and Armand Asante. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. G said something about Paul Cheeseburger. Who's Paul Cheeseburger, G? And Caleb mentioned The Reluctant Astronaut. I don't think I've heard that one, man. Did you guys ever watch Mars Needs Moms?
Mm-hmm.
What is it with Pixar? And they make their moms like extra thick.
I have no idea.
Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what
It's a Disney thing in general.
I don't know what it is. I'm just like, okay. Caleb says saw it in theaters. It was weird. Yeah, man. It is very weird because it's like.
Did anybody else like read or watch the movie How to Eat Fried Worms? Please tell me somebody has. I loved that movie so much when I was a kid. It was a book to movie adaptation.
Caleb says he watched it. Yeah. And
we
G
need
says,
to
yeah.
watch that because that movie.
So, Caleb, do you remember the movie The Incredible Mr. Limpet? Or The Ghost of Mr. Chicken?
What?
Have you ever seen the movie The Ghost of Mr. Chicken?
No.
Oh, guys. I know what we're watching.
What even is that?
It's such a better Don Knotts movie. So I showed her The Incredible Mr. Limpet, and I totally forgot. Well, I say forgot. When I watched it, I was like, it was a weird Don Knotts movie because Don Knotts is married to this lady, but he wants to be a fish. And she's like with her side piece that is friends with Don. And like somehow it's like a throuple. And then Don Knotts becomes the fish, and he is like, I falls in love with another fish. It was such a weird movie.
It's cringe.
Yeah, G. Yeah. He also says Casey watched Fantastic Mr. Fox. Thank you so much.
I don't remember a lot of that,
Guys,
but I do remember
she's the
it. I just
best.
don't remember a lot.
She is the absolute best. She's sharing Reese's with me.
Because I know you don't like caramel.
I'm weird. I don't like caramel. It is. Oh. Yeah, man. It was so strange. And yes, G, if you come down to Rolla, you can have some Reese's.
Do you pronounce it caramel or caramel? I forgot.
Caramel.
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 It's not caramel.
Not unless it's a mount. Because then Mark Caramel is spelled differently. So Ghost of Mr. Chicken is actually a little different. It's actually way better than The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Is it cringe?
I don't remember. I don't think it is. Not as cringe as Blackbeard's Ghost. Do you remember that movie, guys? Blackbeard's Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is already the best. You and Case had to watch which one, G? So G said your dad had you and G watching it.
What?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Blackbeard's Ghost. Yeah. It's a weird movie, but it's kind of interesting. I will have to check that out, Caleb. The Reluctant Astronaut. I had to figure out where I put my phone. Let's see if we can find this. As it's on 3%. The Reluctant Astronaut. I have not seen this, man. That's crazy. 1967. So, like, one of my parents was like 3 years old when that movie came out. Dude, I've not seen The Shakiest Gun in the West, but did you ever watch Hot Lead and Cold Feet? Please tell me you've seen that movie.
Mm-mm.
Gee, have you seen Hot Lead and Cold Feet before? Oh my goodness. That's another one we got put on the list to watch.
Which one?
Hot Lead and Cold Feet.
Okay.
It's so good.
Oh my goodness, we've already been on here for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when something or other, yeah. Yes. I don't know about you guys, but I honestly think I might play a little bit of guitar while we're hanging. So if I sit for too long, I just start getting a little bit antsy. But whenever I have whenever I have something like a guitar or something like that, it usually helps. So tonight, I got this guy with me. What's funny, G, is I actually used to know that intro. Did Case tell you? I was actually listening to Stairway yesterday. The production on it was not perfect by any means, but there's something about those old classic songs that just how human they were. It's so good. So good. Also, thank you guys for dropping likes on the video. I love this guitar. I love this thing. So this guitar is active, which makes it so much more like when you use distortion, it's so clean. Caleb, I have not watched the Alien movies, and I want to. Kind of.
You mean with Sigourney Weaver?
I think that was the name, yeah.
The first one is like the best one of them. The second one, it starts going downhill. The third one is just like absolutely no. Have you ever seen that picture on the internet? Or no, it was comments of like it was a video I think about people roasting other people.
Which video is it?
I don't remember, but somebody dropped a comment on this one guy's video, and he was playing the guitar, and he was bald, and he had like a huge beard, and somebody commented and roasted him and said his hair moved down to his chin to be able to listen closer to the music.
So, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know how some people got so good at roasting. I really don't. Dude, active guitars are a game changer. When you're playing live and you got to cut through everything, they have such a good skill set, depending on the set of pickups you have. They're really, really good. Dude, that is why I am a PRS fanboy, according to some. They are so versatile. The one I have, I've used it for everything from metal to country to blues. It's great, man. And then G says that's basically what Grandpa Johnson would make, LOL. For us kids, Krabby Land. I take it you guys didn't didn't have the best swings and stuff back in the day.
Oh my goodness. There just wasn't much of like a safety concern.
Just kind of as long as it worked.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, when you guys were younger too, did your mom or your grandma do a lot of canning?
I don't remember mom doing canning. I do remember she like made some homemade jellies, like dandelion jelly. Like she had us help her pick some dandelions and like enough to make some jelly. And she made some Mountain Dew jelly one year. Grandma canned. She didn't can when I was really older, but she had like she canned like pickles and different things like that.
You said Mountain Dew jelly?
Yeah. Ask her about it.
So, have any of you guys had Mountain Dew jelly before? Because that sounds really good.
It was good.
That sounds really good, not gonna lie.
The dandelion jelly was pretty good too.
So Caleb is saying, growing up, we threw safety out the window, hence why I broke 3 arms. Dude, you have 3 arms? What? JK. G is saying, probably gonna cook cheddar brats when I get home and play No Man's Sky. Dude, that sounds like fun. Cameron's grandma cans and has a garden every year. The best salsa. And why have you not sent me any salsa, man? He said broke my right one twice. You still haven't explained how you broke 3 arms. Did you break yours and then somebody else's, or like? G says we should play No Man's Sky. It's crossplay enabled. That game has come such a long way from when it first came out. I love that thing. It's so cool. Turn that off. Turn this on. Oh, yeah. Not that I stumbled over that run. Oh my goodness. So when I was a little kid, I used to go in my room. I would turn off all the lights. And I'd turn off all the lights, and then I would go and I'd sit in my room, blacked out, and I would just play my guitar. And I kind of miss those days, honestly. I kind of miss just... I was talking, Caleb, you and I were talking earlier about how there's something about when you just practice your guitar, just practice your instrument, and you're not focused on doing a project or anything like that. You're just like honestly enjoying what you're doing. It's so much fun. So you broke your right arm in kindergarten, left arm in 2nd grade, and right arm in 5th grade on Mother's Day. See, that's kind of that's gotta stink. But it's definitely gonna be a Mother's Day that won't be forgotten. My brother, oldest brother, he was at church one day. He was running around because the old church building had oh, what was it? It had broken up concrete, I believe is what it was, and he tripped, went down on his arm, broke his arm, and he was a little kid at that time, so it took a while for him to heal up, but kids heal up fast. But it was as an adult, he went and he dunked a basketball. I think he said he caught his pinky and it hurt him really bad when he did this. He had broken his pinky, so then he had to learn to use his left hand to do different things. And he said he didn't realize just how much it took to retrain to do things with the other side. So I tell you what, if you're ambidextrous, that's a great skill to have. Caleb says, luckily he's never had surgery or pins. I know somebody who has had surgery. Shall not name names.
What?
Oh man. I have had surgery once in my life, and thankfully not for anything broken. But I remember I got put under, and I woke up, and I think they gave me orange juice. This was, I don't think it was Vanderbilt. I think it was a different hospital because Vanderbilt would have been out the wazoo expensive. I have been there before. Vanderbilt is such a cool hospital. It may have been Campbell. It might have been Fort Campbell, where I had surgery, and they went in with, I think, camera and stuff, and they were checking stuff out, and it wasn't terrible. I think the juice afterward was the best part.
It's usually Sprite. Like it was Sprite for me. Like they'd give me like ice Sprite. So good.
Hospital ice is the best. It really, really is. It's okay, G. Welcome back. So then you already know, Caleb, hospital ice is the best. The only thing, when I worked in the hospital, we had Sprite. I think every once in a while we had like Coke.
They talk about McDonald's Sprite being the best, but honestly, I think it's hospital Sprite. It's just something about it. Like it's just canned Sprite, and they just pour it in a cup of ice. But like it's better.
It's something about the ice. It's the ice, because even when you're only allowed ice chips at the hospital, it's like those things are amazing. It could also be white coat syndrome, but it's pretty amazing. Oh man. I when I worked there, I got one of those personalized blenders, right? And I would fill it with ice. I'd go to the cafeteria. I would buy the chocolate milk or the coffees that would come in those little plastic or glass containers. And one of those would last me like 3 or 4 cups, and it was great. But the issue came when coffee when the coffee would hit my system and I would have to make a mad dash to the bathroom, it was not so good then. But hey, it tasted great. Caleb says Cameron's brother has had way too many surgeries to count. Spina bifida and scoliosis. I think he's had at least 6 in the 5 years since I've met Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, spinal bifida is nuts. Like scoliosis on its own is bad, but spina bifida is nuts. I have a friend or somebody I know rather, who has cerebral palsy. And she is able to walk. Like she actually goes on runs and stuff like that. But like, it's crazy how just even these small little minute things sometimes that happen to the body that you wouldn't necessarily think is such a big deal causes so much of a chain reaction. So like say instead of your back arching this way normally, it goes off to the side just right. But something else in your body doesn't line up right now. You have issues because something's under pressure that shouldn't be under pressure. All these different things. It's like, it's so cool how we're made, you know?
Oh, speaking of that, we watched some episodes of How It's Made, and he got to hear how the original narrator said mold. Mold.
Yeah. I like how he says it because he's very nasally. He's like, mold.
Mold.
Dude, I'm glad he made it through it. Caleb said he almost died last August due to the shunt getting blocked.
Mm.
So, I do the same thing when I'm walking. My feet are like this, but I walk very silently. And, dude, I sneak up on people way too easily because I walk on the sides of my feet. Same Caleb. He said that How It's Made was his go-to growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I loved because when they grouped like the three or four items together, it was the best. And when they were back-to-back episodes of How It's Made,
That was the bomb.
Did you guys watch a lot of Discovery Channel growing up?
So much of it. I think I used to watch some of like Dirtiest Jobs too.
Yeah, Micro.
Yeah. I loved that, and I loved Animal Planet. Like The Most Extreme. Cool. You remember that show?
I do, actually.
The Most Extreme. It'd be like the most extreme. And it would go through a list of like whatever category animals.
I'm looking this up right now because I remember that. Oh my goodness. That was ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was ages ago.
You're watching The Most Extreme on Animal Planet.
Yeah, with the green CGI guys. Hey, Mads, good to see you, man. Dude, Mythbusters was the thing as well.
I watched some, but like my brother more so liked Mythbusters.
I mean, I can understand why. G. River Monsters, Mythbusters.
I loved River Monsters.
And Ancient Aliens. I don't remember Ancient Aliens.
I kind of do. I remember, I don't know if it was Animal Planet so much as like the History Channel used to have like the occasional promos of like a series of like alien discoveries or like mermaid discoveries, and then it would at the end of it would say like this is all fictitious.
I remember watching.
And they'd have like live, like not live, but like video footage of like, oh, they're caught on tape. We got a mermaid on tape, and then like I said at the end, there would be a disclaimer.
That's so dumb.
I know, it's like, why did I watch all of this?
I remember watching a lot of like Chip Foose and like Rex to Riches and Overhauled and like a little bit of Pimp My Ride. I remember a little bit of that.
I remember that one.
Dude, American Pickers was cool. Pawn Stars was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I used to really like Pawn Stars, and then like Rick and Chumley, and it was just like after a while. But like American Pickers was cool. Yes, less from hardcore. Huh. Dude, I don't remember Ancient Aliens. Matt says he remembers Ancient Aliens. So I didn't so much enjoy when Jamie was yelling at Adam. I kind of like seeing them. I guess maybe I did. It was like seeing them having to work together as a team and seeing how the results went. But I also loved when they blew stuff up because, I mean, who's not part pyro? You're right, Matt. You had to fast forward through all of that just to get to the good stuff. Hardcore Pawn. Let's go. I remember that a little bit. Yeah.
I used to love watching Cake Boss too.
Oh, Cake Boss was cool. And Cake Wars. Cake Wars is cool.
I loved Chopped. Did you ever watch Chopped?
Oh my goodness, I love Chopped.
I used to love the cooking like challenge shows and competitions.
When I worked at the hospital, that was like 2-ish years ago. I remember seeing this. So TV used to be from all the stuff we're talking about now, and then now it has like the moonshiners, like the guys who have the moonshine competition. They have to make their mead They have to make their base. I forget what it's called. They have to do it a certain way or use these certain ingredients, and then they make their own custom moonshine, and it gets graded and stuff. And I'm just like, that's not nearly as cool to me as like Mythbusters and seeing things blow up or seeing them try to do different things like that. MASH. Thank you, Matt.
Did you ever watch Man vs. Food?
A little bit. I know so you know where Stuckey's is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That used to be the Matt, help me. That diner where Stuckey's is now, that used to be Cooking from Scratch. I remember now. The dude from Man vs. Food, I believe, took that challenge. It was the 66-ounce burger challenge. Yeah.
I think another one that I used to watch was I don't know if this is the name, like Swamp Men, because they like where they used to go out and hunt gators. I think that's the name.
The one where they're hunting gators down south in Louisiana. I remember.
Was it Swamp Men?
Swamp People.
Swamp People.
Swamp People. I actually have a Swamp People shirt.
Really?
Given to me by one of my friends.
I used to have a flashlight, a camo flashlight with the logo on it.
Woo. Caleb was saying Finding Bigfoot was fun.
Oh, another one. Oh my goodness. Who else watched Billy the Exterminator?
I have not thought of that name in so long.
Yeah, and Turtle Man. Do you guys remember Turtle Man? Or he's like yee 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 yee. I need to go to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Billy the Exterminator. Oh my. If you guys want some flashbacks, just Google Billy the Exterminator. Oh my goodness.
I used to watch so much
when TV was good.
Oh man. No, did you ever have you ever seen Turtle Man?
I have not.
Google Turtle Man. And then there was also Hillbilly Hand Fishing.
Gee, thank you so much, man. And yeah, I agree. She's opening up so well. Like, I'm excited. You guys are getting to see more of her personality. She is an amazing, amazing person. Caleb, yes, Forensic Files.
Oh
my
yeah.
goodness. And also X-Files on TV.
That one was weird.
It was weird, but I remember a little bit about that. Turtle Man.
The Twilight Zone. Did you ever watch any of the Twilight Zone?
I did not.
Those are weird.
Turtle Man. Call of the Wild Man. Was it Call of the Wild Man?
Probably.
Turtle Man. Oh, this guy. Oh.
Now that's not Hillbilly Hand Fishing though. He went by Turtle Man. Hillbilly Hand Fishing, I think, is like Skipper Bevins. Bevins?
This guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't mind us, guys. We're just going back and looking at old stuff. Warehouse 13. I remember the name, but I don't remember watching it. I remember a little bit of Psych. I don't remember The Mentalist. My brother was huge into Psych. Like, he was collecting, I think, some of the seasons. What was that show? I know we watched, obviously, Cops was on the TV so much.
Oh, yeah.
But what was the other one?
What you gonna do?
There was like a detective show that was like based on real life stuff. And I don't remember what it was. Was it Warehouse 13? I don't think it was Warehouse 13. No, it was not Warehouse. What was that show? And it was like murder. And then the detectives would come in. And it wasn't like First 48, but it was that same kind of docu-series sort of thing. And I don't remember what it was called. I remember when we first moved to Missouri, it would come on and we would check it out and stuff. And then it just got weird because it tended to deal with a lot more like serious subjects, you know? I can't remember this. This had to be like 14 years ago. It was a long time. Caleb, I did grow up on Hogan's Heroes. That was such a good show. It was such a good show. Grew up with Hogan's Heroes, with like Gomer Pyle, Andy Griffith. I remember. So we watched a lot of obscure movies, and I don't know if anybody else in chat would remember this movie. Does anybody remember the movie Mel? It was about this giant turtle.
Another one that was on Animal Planet all the time, of course, is the classic Crocodile Hunter. Steve Irwin.
That's what it is. Everybody Loves Mel, I think. Yeah, Everybody Loves Mel. It is. This was the graphics of that movie. It's so bad. So bad. No, never mind. It's not Everybody Loves Mel. It's just Mel. It's the feature films. Oh my goodness. Did they make 2? What? What? Oh my goodness. I watched it all one summer with my grandpa at Psychology from the show. Dude, that's cool. Please do. I love when you send me the pics of the models you build. That's pretty cool, man. I don't have the patience for that. I tried getting into model building when I was younger, and dude, I was not good. I was not good. I just wanted to paint the car and like put it together in like 5 seconds. And I couldn't. But I loved Legos somehow. I hated the weight of model kits, but I loved Legos. I remember Crocodile Hunter because my sister wanted to work for Steve Irwin so bad. Partly why she wanted to be a vet was that dude, and she wanted to go work at his place. Also, what was the name of that show where they would show like the it was like, was it Most Extreme? I don't think it was, where they would show you like the bees and the spiders that would kill you in just a few minutes. I don't remember the name of that
Most
show.
Extreme had a lot of that on there.
It may have
Because like
been.
I remember because they would. June, do you remember on the Most Extreme? Like you said, it was the CGI, like the green guy, and they would put that thing through so much and like demonstrate what would happen with like different animal stings or bites, etc.
That may
And
have
like
been it.
they
Yeah.
would use it to like show where it would affect the body and how.
That might have been it. But I tell you what, I do remember watching as well. Emerald. I loved watching Emerald cook when I was younger.
I don't remember.
Caleb, please tell me you remember Emerald. You're not wrong. It is way cheaper than buying real cars. This guy. He had his own cooking show. I loved watching Emerald cook. My family did not want to sit there and watch cooking shows, though.
Oh, I'd sit there and watch so many. I'd fall asleep to them at night.
They were more into like Animal Planet, like Discovery Channel.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever show that was with the rodeo, where the guys would be riding the bulls, they also loved that. And it's the first time I got to see Black Sabbath, the bull. It was pretty cool. Well, guys, we've been going for over an hour and a half. I think we're going to call it, and we will see you guys here in a little bit. As usual, channel updates. It's a good week so far. Slowly but surely, we're growing. Things are getting better. I appreciate every single one of you guys, your time and your attention, and just hanging with us. You guys are the bomb.
It is so much fun, especially like going back in time and like rummaging through all of our childhood memories of random things.
It's one of the best things, I think, is nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And not forgetting what it was like being younger.
Even if they are like uncomfortable, uncanny valley, creepy Cabbage Patch Kids.
Very little toaster. What? Caleb says, did you ever see Super Dave?
Mm-mm.
I have not, man. I have not. Thank you, man. Yeah, honestly, the point of chill hangs for those that are seeing this or those that'll see it later, we're literally just hanging, having a good time. We might go over songwriting stuff some nights. We might just hang and eat food. We might just sit and do nothing. We're just hanging. And just know I appreciate you guys. I hope this is going to be something where if ever somebody is like, you know, they're not out and about or they don't really have friends or whatnot, that they can hop on the stream and we'll all be here doing our thing, you know. Channel wise, we are doing good. We are still growing. We've gotten a lot of views this month, more so than usual. The watch time is up. Thank you guys for joining us for these streams because these streams also help watch time. New music should be coming out this week. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Caleb sent me the Jeep model pics. Or the model Jeep pics. Better when I say it that way. When the song drops, I am really excited. It might be this week. It might be next week. This one is also hopefully going to have a super short video with it, but it's going to be pretty good. If you're a fan of My Chemical Romance, probably going to like it. Caleb, you've already heard the instrumental. You've already heard potentially the chorus line and stuff. All that's still being finalized and whatnot, but it's going to be sick. So much more work is going into it, and it's gone into it already. New merch stuff, still figuring some stuff out. Once it is available, we are going to potentially get some new merch out. There is a brick and mortar store here in Rolla that is potentially going to be carrying Blood Wolf merch, guys. I am so excited because that's a big deal. If brick and mortar will carry our stuff, then it gets it in front of so many eyes, and I'm psyched. I'm pretty psyched. All that though, that still has to be worked out, so it's not finalized yet. Just keeping you guys in the loop. So please share whenever new songs come out or you find a song you like. Please share it on your Facebook.
Just things are in the works.
Yeah, there's so much happening, guys. Plans for websites, plans for merch. It's gonna be so cool, guys. But that's channel updates so far. And next stream, we're probably gonna go live again later this week. Next stream, hopefully we'll have a little bit more info on how things are going and plans for the music and stuff like that. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Case, any words?
I mean, don't put me on the spot or nothing.
I just want to say thank you on just behalf of me and Case. I know this is my channel, but Case is such a huge part of this. I was talking with a friend, and a lot of stuff would not have happened, but she is really invested in seeing this grow, and so my hat's off to her.
I'm not taking any credit.
But I'm so glad that she's joining us a little bit more regularly on our live streams. So we're going to keep having fun, guys. We're just going to chill, have fun. I don't think this is going to turn into another gaming channel. YouTube has too many of those already. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Any last words?
Thank you for joining us and have a good night.
You heard it here, guys. Everybody have a great night. And we'll see you all again soon, Lord willing.